There's one thing that I think that Ryan Trahan is doing with this Airbnb series that I don't know if we've seen on YouTube quite before. And I think it changes the way that we're going to be doing YouTube series in the future. Let's talk about it. Nationers, welcome back to another episode of The Realest Podcast, episode 75. It is great to see you guys here. Banner is right behind me. I hope that you guys are all doing well, doing swell. Hopefully you guys had a great last week. Hopefully you guys have a great start to your week. If you guys are watching this episode when it usually airs, again, every Sunday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, I want to let you guys know that this is my second time recording this episode because when I recorded last episode, last Sunday, I take out the SD card because that's how the audio, it goes right to the SD card. I plug it into a little SD card adapter so I can read the files on my PC. I could drag over the files. I forgot to take out the SD and put it back into the Rode podcasting system here. And so when I came to record earlier today at like 1 o'clock, I recorded and there was nothing that it was recording to. It was just a timer that had a time on it and it just was going. So all of that to say, Nationers, this is my second time recording this. So hopefully it's a little bit better. Hopefully I don't forget anything. I have all my podcast notes on my phone here. Again, loving this little phone stand here. It's by a company called, I think it's a Cyclone or Ocyclone. It's like Cyclone with an O in the front. So it's a little confusing on how you pronounce it, but it's like Ocyclone, Cyclone, Ocyclone, Ocyclone, probably something similar to that. Nonetheless, Nationers, this last week, it was my birthday. This last Monday, it was my birthday. Apparently, and I guess I should have known beforehand. I know I mentioned last episode that I was going to be going out, recording a video. I didn't exactly do that. I had to adapt. So I did like a whole Snapchat series of like, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that. And the main reason why I had to adapt was a lot of these places in Spokane, and mostly chain locations. So we're talking like Dairy Queen, we're talking like Krispy Kremes, we're talking Starbucks, like very big franchises. For your birthday, you need to be on their app. You need to have an account, and you need to have it usually for a specific amount of time, because you can't just like create an account, say it's my birthday that day, and whatnot. So it was just a little bit of poor planning on my end. I guess that only gives me a little bit more information for next time, next year, when it is my birthday. So that will be a ton of fun when I get to record that. However, I went to a bunch of places. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I got me six wings there for my birthday for free. On top of that, I also went to a place called Pizzerita. This is really cool because this isn't a big chain. Like, it's not a mega chain that you're going to see all across America or other parts of the world. But it's here in Spokane and a few areas here in Washington or in the inland Northwest. And the one cool thing about this place is that when you go up, you tell them that it's your birthday, they ask for your ID, because then you can't just like fake it, like I said on the apps, where you say like, oh, my birthday is like November 16th. 5 months after, like December 16th, 6 months after, and be like, oh, I just really want like a free dessert, which I really like that for them. Super awesome. It keeps people honest. I'm sure they do have people coming up being like, hey, it is my birthday. Can I see your ID? I'm like, actually, it's not my birthday. I'm so sorry. All that to say, I got me some garlic knots there. I didn't get pizza. You don't get pizza for it. You could either get garlic knots or like a brownie dessert. And I was like, I want me some garlic knots. I love garlic. I love knots. I like them both better together. So that's what I had on Monday. I then also went to a grad party that day, hung out with my friend Josh. And on top of that, after, I had to work off the food because I was at a grad party. I ate already a bunch of wings, a lot of garlic knots, and grad food. Mind you, it's really good grad food. It's like Hawaiian grad food for anyone unfamiliar with that grad food. It was good. Mind you, I don't think any of you guys know about the grad food that I ate at a grad party you guys don't know about. So it was Hawaiian grad food. It was really, really good. And so I had that, hung out, played some football, played some soccer, technically both football. And on top of that, for my birthday, we went over to Froyo Earth, which is a Froyo place here in Spokane, and they have it all over Washington. Froyo Earth is so good. We've been eating it since I was like in middle school, so almost half of my life. Unk status has been is brewing right now. It's in the cryo chamber. And all of that to say, we had some Froyo. Really good Froyo, really, really good. My Froyo concoction, I usually put a bunch of Froyo on the bottom of the bowl. I fill up the bowl or the cup with a bunch of toppings that I really like, and then I go back and I fill the top off with more Froyo. So I have Froyo on the top as well, and it's delicious. It is so good every single time. So that's what I had. Tuesday, I don't know what I did. Wednesday, I had a track meet. I did my first ever IRL live stream. So did that. I did 5 events. Now, typically in track, you only do 4, but I did 5. One of the events that I did that I don't normally do is javelin. I threw the javelin 89 feet 3 inches, which honestly was super fun to do. I learned a lot about it. Last year I threw it and I threw 114. Now you're probably like, oh my goodness, how did you lose like 30 feet almost? The thing is I didn't have as long as an approach, and physics is everything in something like that. Like your takeoff, your torque, all of that. I just kind of winged it last time and threw 114 feet. So don't take it with take it with a grain of salt. I should say that. So threw 89 feet, 3 inches. I also did the 4x1. We got a time of 45.5. We came 3rd place. On top of that, I jumped again, did long jump 19.2. I also went over to do high jump. I jumped 4'2" there. I basically just showed up, whatever height it was at, I jumped. So it could have been 5 feet. I would have jumped 5 feet. And then I did the 100 meter. Now I haven't done the 100 meter in a super long time. I've done it a few times my sophomore year in high school, and I did it apparently one time my junior year. I do not remember doing it my junior year. Let me see what meet that was, because I actually did look it up when I was recording the first time. So let me actually see if I could find it on when I did it my junior year, because I don't really remember that, to be honest. Oh, do I have to log in to see all of my marks? You're joking me. Oh, don't do this to me right now. Not when I need to really do this. Oh my goodness. Let's do that. This should actually work, actually. I really hope that this works. Because I looked at it and I was like, I don't remember running it my junior year, but apparently I did. 12:44 was my fastest time. I ran a 12:17 hand time. So if you were to adjust that, by the way, I actually ran a little faster than that. So typically, if you were to hand time any race in track and field and you want it adjusted, you have to add 0.24 seconds onto that time. So if it's 12 flat, it's 12.24. Just a little bit of intricacies about that. We sent the notification to your iPhone 13 Pro Max, Windows PC, and your Instagram account. Well, let's go to my Instagram account. Let's go see. Where would I? Oh, it's probably on the other. Let's see. Let's see where this is at. Nope, not there. Where would I find? I don't know where I would find this at, to be honest. What's Windows P? Oh, somebody's trying to log. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yes, that is me. Yes, sign me in. Because I really want to see when I got this. I really, really, really want to see. Let's see if it updates here. There we go. Perfect. Let's say my login info, of course, here. So all that to say, I did 5 events. It was a ton of fun. We're going to find out what meet I ran that 100, because I ran it my sophomore year. I definitely know that. Here we go. And we have... I do actually remember this. I do actually remember this. It was the one time that I ran it at Howard Dolphin, which is like the first meet of the year. Mid-March, first meet of the year. I do actually remember this. In my... Oh, yeah. So actually, it was 2 times. I ran it my sophomore year at Howard Dolphin, 13:15. I ran it my junior year, my second fastest time of a 12... What was the time? 12:47. And then I ran it my sophomore year with a time of 12:44. Now, I have ran on the 4x4, 4x1 team before. So that's like, I'm not like, I technically have ran 100s before. All really fun, all really great. Do enjoy that event. But I ran a time of 12:17, which I was super happy about for not really running it properly. I have a little bit of turf toe on my left foot right now. My right foot's definitely feeling a lot better. It's still got a bit of ways to go, but it's definitely feeling better. And so, yeah, did my first ever ILO live stream. That was kind of the whole premise of me like talking about this. So super fun event. But yeah, it was my first ever ILO live stream. You guys, if you guys were there, you guys got to watch a little bit of what the track atmosphere is like. I had like this tripod that I use for the podcast, and I was just kind of walking around with it. People were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you like filming? Are you like vlogging? Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm like live right now." And most people are pretty okay with it. I mean, it is a public place after all. I always kind of feel a little bit bad because, like, yeah, some people generally don't want to be on camera or like posted online somewhere. But it is a public place, so at least like the court of law is on my side, I guess. But if anyone had like an issue, I wouldn't put them on the camera. You know, like I'm not gonna put it in their face and be like, "No, you're gonna go on my live stream. You're going on my live stream whether you like it or not." So the next day, Nationers, we went to Texas Roadhouse for a Father's Day birthday dinner because we were busy the entire week. And my sister's in Seattle now. Completely forgot about that. So she's over there. And we had this last Thursday, we had a nice little Father's Day birthday dinner, which was very nice, a ton of fun. We went to Texas Roadhouse. I got me a nice little 12-ounce ribeye steak. Got me a cup of chili. No, a bowl of chili. My dad got a cup of chili. I got a bowl of chili. And then I got me some mac and cheese. The mac and cheese wasn't that great. It just kind of seemed like it had been sitting right into the cup. But the chili, though, the chili was really good. It was really, really, really good. Some things that are happening also this week. VidCon's been going on. Apparently their schedule was this Wednesday, the 18th, up through today. So today was the last day. Down in Anaheim, California. If you guys don't know where Anaheim is, that's where Disneyland is. Excuse me. I'm really feeling the grad party food. Mind you, again, I recorded before a grad party. I went to said grad party today, and now I'm back recording. So all of the Mexican food that is in me right now and all of the fruit and horchata that is in me, it's like a witch cauldron down there. It's just brewing into something, and I don't know what it's brewing. So it's an unknown Minecraft recipe going on down there. But VidCon was this week. VidCon's been really weird because I have a few friends that are going down and have been down at VidCon this past few days, and they've been like enjoying it. VidCon's like back on the up. VidCon has this weird like rise and fall like every 2 to 3 years. It's really interesting because when it first came out, it was kind of like small. It was at a hotel, kind of grew into a little bit more of a convention. And then like there's a few missing years. And then we came back. And then COVID, like 2019, 2021, maybe even 22, but we are on the upswing 22. And yeah, so we're back on the up. VidCon stock is up. I don't think they have a stock, but it is up right now. And this year was their first year that they had inaugural Hall of Fame inductees to the VidCon Hall of Fame. And the creators that got inducted this year are Smosh, Tyler Oakley, and by the way, Tyler's still making videos, by the way. Super insane. I checked out his channel like a few weeks ago. Good Mythical Morning, obviously still creative if you guys do watch them. Joey Graceffa, he's I think, definitely active on Instagram. I don't know if Joey makes anything on, what is it? YouTube anymore. I'm sure Joey does. Rosina Pansino, Hank Green, which is kind of funny because his brother was the guy that founded VidCon. It's kind of funny. And then also Grace Helbig, which you guys, I don't know if she has a different last name now. I don't remember it as Helbig. Maybe I do. I recognize her though. I recognize Grace. I recognize all of these people pretty much. I've been on the internet chronically for quite some time, so I do very much remember all of these people in their primes, like people like raving over Joey Graceffa. Very attractive man, by the way. Very attractive. Has not aged like a single day. He's a little bit out of that like tweeny teenage like hipster kind of vibe. He's He's in his Coachella arc. I feel like that's the vibe that I'm getting from Joey. Smosh, obviously not really like a thing, but kind of a thing at the same time. Tyler Oakley, again, still making YouTube videos on occasion. I'm sure Tyler is very active in a lot of things. Good Mythical Morning still kicking it. Rosanna Pansino still kicking it. Hank Green still kicking it. Grace, I would have to look again, but I'm sure she's still kicking it. But it was super awesome because like these are creators that, for myself, I grew up like knowing about. I definitely didn't watch like a whole lot of their videos, but I definitely knew about every single one of these inductees. So super awesome to see that they're kind of building somewhat of a culture at VidCon because, like I said, there's been a rise and a fall. There's been waves. There's been troughs, crests and troughs, a bunch of these like eras. And someone mentioned one of the comments on the Instagram post that they had of all of these inductees. They're like, where's the Try Guys? I'm like, honey, the Try Guys, they weren't a thing until like 2014. These creators have been around since like 2009. They've been around since 2009. These are like OG creators on YouTube, on the internet in general. So I'm sure there's definitely some more people. Like you could definitely even like, you could throw in, KSI, you could throw in like even Zoella, Joe Suggs, people like that from the UK. There's been quite a lot of people. I mean, you could even throw in like someone like Casey Neistat because he had been uploading in like the early 2010s. So maybe we'll see a lot of those creators in the next few-ish years. Creators that have been actually maybe not so much. Again, these are all American YouTubers. That's kind of the hard part because yes, I'm sure like a country as big as like India and China have their own creators that have been making videos forever that have their own system of inductees. VidCon, as international as it is still very Americanized. So I don't know how things are going to go there. Because like even over the past 5 years, this is a side tangent, streamers that are non-American, and I think a lot of this came when YouTube used to do the rewind. They used to do their rewind in a sense that they started incorporating people from a more international audience that wasn't America. Mind you, America and YouTube is very American-centric, at least in scope, but now they're adding a lot of dubs. Like I've been getting auto-dubbed recommendations on my YouTube feed, like from Brazil, like channels that I would not watch. Like there are people in Brazil that are like their Mr. Beast in a way, in comparison. People in India that are their Mr. Beast, again, in comparison. Because I'm thinking like biggest creator, right? So it's been pretty interesting to kind of see. And I wonder how VidCon's going to tackle that because as much as I think they want to be international, they really aren't. So it'll be interesting. But I do want to get into the nitty gritty of today's episode because I want to talk about Ryan Trahan. Ryan Trahan, as of right now, he is going to 50 states in 50 days. And along the way, he's with his wife. He's in a van. He has one van, one wife, one mission to visit 50 states in 50 days and to crown the best Airbnb in the United States. So he's going to each state, finding a seemingly unique piece of Airbnb where he could stay, him and his wife Haley can stay, and they could rate. They could rank on a list, and all of this is for charity. Ryan Trahan is trying to raise $1 million for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And as of right now, they're on day 12 of the entire journey. So they're about a quarter of the way through, roughly. And they've raised, as of right now, over $500,000. It's a little north of that, maybe around $600,000. And as of physically right now, again, I say this because Ryan and his wife Haley are lagging behind. Like what they've recorded won't be out today. What they've recorded today, June 21st, will not be out for until like mid next week, like probably Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, because I've been kind of seeing as the donations are coming in on the actual website. I'm like, Mark Rober donated, which actually felt like a few days ago, like this last Tuesday. So 4-ish days, I think they're behind. And the thing was, Mark Rober's donation just came in today on this upload. So pretty interesting as it is. But as of right now, through 12 locations, again, they're trying to visit 50 states in 50 days. Mind you, a lot of people are like, Alaska, that's going to be a crazy one. And then Hawaii, that's going to be a crazy one. I wonder what they're going to do there. I'm excited for Washington because Washington, as it is, has a lot of cool Airbnbs. And the Pacific Northwest is beautiful as can be. So I'm very much looking forward to what they're going to stay in. I might make a video of like a prediction of what they're going to stay in. So speaking of what they're staying in, throughout 12 days, this is what they stayed in so far. So they've stayed in Acorn, that was in Texas, a missile silo in New Mexico, Desert in Arizona, a Vegas penthouse in Vegas. They actually skipped California, and I think that's a bold move because they're kind of snaking their way around. So they're going this way, they're going up, back around, down, and I think they're going to try and get a lot of the states on the East Coast. So I think that that's what they're going to do, and so that they can hit up Washington, Oregon, California, then head to Hawaii, then head to Alaska. And I think that's what they're going to do. So again, Vegas penthouse. It was a presidential suite at one of the hotels there in Vegas. Star Wars in Utah. Off the Grid in Colorado. Tiny cabin in, was it Kansas? I think. Dome in Nebraska. Earth Hut in Oklahoma. Treehouse in Missouri. Nuclear bunker in Arkansas. Maybe those are backwards. And then today was a mansion / Louisiana. They definitely stayed in a mansion. The thumbnail said Louisiana. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I mean, they're going to Louisiana. But I was thinking, I was like, I think they're staying in a mansion. So I don't know if it was just like a little bit of like the testing that they're doing. Thumbnail wise, I'm sure that one might change just because, YouTube, Ryan always has like multiple thumbnails, it seems. So I'm assuming that's probably what they'll do because it definitely is a mansion because in every single title, it's pretty much the same, just with the day. And then the thumbnail, they changed the number in the bottom left, and then they changed like the icon with the text. And it kind of shows like what they're staying in. So that's kind of what they're doing right now. And on this journey throughout 50 states, Ryan is trying to buy a joyride. He's trying to run a mile in every single state, which is honestly a really cool thing to say that you have gone to 50 states in 50 days and you have ran a mile in each of them. I'm sure some people are crazy enough to do like 50 marathons in 50 days in 50 states. That kind of seems a little bonkers to me, but kudos out to you if you have ever done that. On top of that, there's one thing that I think that Ryan Trahan is doing with this Airbnb series that I don't know if we've seen on YouTube quite before. And I think it changes the way that we're going to be doing YouTube series in the future. Let's talk about it. Because as of right now, they're on day 12. Day 12 is, again, like they're about a quarter of the way in. We've been watching throughout a few days. It feels like daily vlogging because it is daily vlogging, but with a goal. And I think when I look back at all of the daily vlogging creators back in the day, right before COVID, like 2017, 2018, kind of bleeding into some of those next few years after, the one thing that I've always heard daily vloggers talk about is this sense of burnout. Like they know that they need to upload to keep the streak alive, because their audience is expecting a daily vlog and they're out of ideas. They have nothing in the bank to bank on for that day. And I think what Ryan and his wife Haley are doing is making a ceiling version of daily vlogging. Imagine you take someone doing like 75 hard. It's 75 days. And every single day they create a video. They create a video, maybe, let's say it's short form, right? Say a short form video, and they're just, kind of vlogging their process. They're kind of just recording the things that they're doing to kind of hit off the checklists. But imagine 50 days, almost 2 months, month and a half, month and 3/4. But it's daily with a goal in mind. Because then you're not having to worry. In Ryan's case, you're not having to worry about what is coming next. You already know where you're going to stay, what state you're going to. You know the plan. You know the path that they're going to take. You guys are going to take in this Kia van. And I think it's really, really important to note, because I think this changes the way that people are going to create series. People are going to make daily vlogs. They have a goal in mind. And I think a part of me, I've done this kind of with my streaming. I had this goal of digging out a 100 by 100 hole in Minecraft. And it took me 2 weeks to do. It took me 14 days. And every single day I made a video like updating, recapping what was going on. That became almost like appointment viewing. I want to show up. I want to see what's happening. And this is no different than what Ryan's doing right now with his series. And again, millions of people are watching this. He's trying to raise $1 million. He's 6/10 of the way, 3/5 of the way there right now. And as of right now, it's at over 1.2 million. That's insane. That is so cool. People can kind of latch onto it. Mind you, this isn't the first series Ryan has done. He's done a 7-day Penny series. He's done a 30-day Crossing America series. And most importantly, he's done an international one. That is pretty intense if you ask me. This is slightly different because you already know what's going to happen. Every single day, Ryan and Haley are watching Survivor. They have their morning time routines. They reveal where they're going. Is the Wheel of Doom. It's almost like episodic. Every single day, I wake up, and the first thing that I do when I get on my computer is I watch the video. I watch what happened today. Like, first thing I watched was Louisiana. I haven't finished it yet because I was recording this podcast. I went to the grad party and came back and recorded this again. So my information's a little complete on day 12 right now. But I think it eliminates the unknown, especially with daily vlogging. Again, when you're looking at some of the daily vloggers, they're like, wow, I have no ideas, but I need to come up with something. We'll find something. We'll figure it out, and we'll make it entertaining. Ryan and Haley are already entertaining. They're already entertaining. They already know where they're going to go. At least Ryan does. They already know where they're going to go. It's a nice little couple road trip, 50 states in 50 days. How are they going to do it? Is the Wheel of Doom going to go off? Are things going to go off? Are they going to hit the $1 million? Is he going to be able to run? Is he going to be able to find joyride in every state? Things like these keep people coming back. And again, it's no different for the series. And I think if people were really smart, they would take note of this. I think not just from a short form standpoint, because people in short form do this all the time. They do it they do it in a lot of series. Like this is day 7 of like, I really have a cool idea. I'm not going to mention it, but I have a really cool idea. I want to mention it because I'm that type of person. I'm not going to mention it, but let's say it's like, day 7 of making a half court shot or a full court shot blindfolded. So you're here, day 7 of trying. You know what I mean? I have a really cool idea that I think is going to be really, really cool. Again, I'm not going to mention it, but it does involve my house, which I think is going to be kind of fun. But nonetheless, people do this all the time in short form. But when it comes to long form, it's like, how do you make that entertaining? How do you make that exciting? I think Ryan and the creative team that he has and that he is, they know that this is going to be a success. They already know. They've done it with the Penny series. All 3 of the Penny series, they've done it. It's been super entertaining. I always felt like I'm kind of involved. I'm immersed into what's going on. Ryan's slapping burritos at Chipotle. He's getting his McDonald's breakfast, things like that. He knows how he knows how to just be himself because his self is already pretty entertaining. And again, I think this is no different. We're day 12 into this, and it's going to be exciting to see what it looks like at the end of it. So if you guys are intrigued, because I wanted to do that this episode, but if you guys are intrigued, by the time this entire series concludes, I just think it would be really cool to kind of break down a lot of the different things that they have done creatively to make this event, in a way, feel marketable, feel very personal. It's super awesome to see a lot of the former or current St. Jude's parents, employees, or even children all kind of chime in and be like, hey, this is like super awesome. I love what you're doing. Things like that. I would definitely love to kind of break the entire series down because it's bonkers so far. It really is just bonkers so far to kind of see where the storytelling has been, what they've been leaning in creatively. And it's, especially with daily vlogging, you really never know what's going to happen. As much as you know what the final piece of the pie looks like, how do you make it not mundane? How do you not make it feel like you didn't put any effort into it for that day? How do you remember to hit all the checklists on things that are important? Because I'm trying to put myself into that into those shoes, and I'm like, that does kind of seem a little difficult, because like by day 22, I'd be like, oh, I felt like I did that. Oh, I forgot to mention where we're going. Can't do that now, But I think they're always really good at improv on the fly type of things. So kudos out to Ryan and Haley again. This series has been super duper engaging, encouraging, fun to watch every single day. So they should really pat themselves on the back because it's been a great series so far. And I would definitely love to do a full breakdown once it has concluded after the 50 days. So all of that to say, Nationers, there's some more rap beef going on. I want to describe to you a little bit of what's going on. This rap beef is not as big as the Kendrick Lamar, Drake beef that happened back last year around this time. Not even close. This one is definitely more of like a rap hip-hop head. You guys might be aware of the artist Travis Scott. Fiend. I get those goosebumps every time. Sicko Mode. All of these amazing songs that have gone really viral. Most people know of Travis Scott, whether you listen to his music or not. Travis Scott was recently dissed in a brand new song for one, being emotionally charged about his breakup with Kylie, and in interviews by the same artist for not holding any loyalty in the rap game. Also not being called a rapper, which to an extent, I agree. We're going to discuss it here. Pusha T. You guys might recognize this name. If you guys don't, Pusha T, one of his most infamous moments, a part of his career, was when he revealed on a diss track called The Story of Adonis that Drake, yes, Drake, Aubrey Graham, that Drake, had a son that he would not only did have for about a year, but was also hiding. That he didn't want the public to know that he had a kid, not with just, Susan down the corner. He had it with a porn star. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with having a kid with a porn star, but to hide it because you're ashamed that you had one with a porn star is way different than having one and embracing it. Because Adonis, he's just kind of there. It's not his fault. So, Pusha T, again, one of his biggest moments, a part of his career, was this entire reveal. And again, it put Pusha T on the map for a lot of people that don't know Pusha T. I personally did not know that he was a part of this group, this hip-hop duo called Clipse with No Malice. So I did a little bit of research. They're on their fourth studio album. And a part of this album rollout, they've released a song called Ace Trumpets, an amazing song. Has kind of this really noir aesthetic, but more like a modern-day noir aesthetic, which is really nice. And on top of that, in a brand new single called So Be It, So Be It, in the music video, Pusha T has verse 1. No Malice, the other part of Clipse, has verse 2. And then Pusha T comes back. And the lyrics go just like this. You cried in front of me. You died in front of me. Calabasas took your bitch and pried in front of me. Her utopia had moved right up the street, and her lip gloss was popping so she ain't need you to eat. That net gon' call it however they see it, but I got the video I could share and AE it. They wouldn't believe it, but I can unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it, so be it. So be it. And again, really catchy song. It's been on repeat here on my computer every time that I'm kind of working. I'm like, I really, really like this song. So all of that to say, he called out again in this song. He called out Travis Scott for kind of being very emotional over Kylie and his breakup. It seems like a few years ago, especially because Utopia was just coming out. He talked about in interviews that Travis Scott, right before the album Utopia was about to drop in 2023, again, just about, could be a week, it could be a few days, it could be an entire month. So take that with a grain of salt. But Travis Scott was apparently in the studio session with Pusha T, and most importantly, Pharrell Williams. I don't know why Pharrell Williams is in like every rap beef. He's always like the common denominator within like every rap beef. Kendrick and Drake also were like talking about Pharrell Williams. Pharrell Williams is a great man in the world of hip hop. He's made some of your biggest songs that you would never know. Same with like someone like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like you would never know these people like worked on these songs and are like the biggest influences of music. Benny Blanco in the 2010s. All of that to say, Pharrell Williams, Pusha are in the studio. Travis Scott is there too, and he's very eager to show these two his brand new song, Meltdown, that's going to be on the album coming out very soon. Again, this is back in 2023. Now, when the song Meltdown came out on the album, people were very quick to note that Travis, again, had the song called Meltdown. But on top of that, Drake was on the song. And he was talking about lyrics about melting down Pharrell's legacy, his chains, to kind of just get rid of them because they don't exist anymore. People can't buy them. He bought them. Nobody can have them. And people were very quick to note that that was the case when Drake was on the feature. So why would Travis play a song called Meltdown that has Drake on it talking about how Drake is going to melt down Pharrell's legacy? He didn't. Travis apparently played a version of the song that excluded Drake from that cover, from that cut that he showed. Again, he was very eager to play this song. So that makes one of two things. Did Travis already know that Drake was on the song and he talked about Pharrell and he couldn't hold it within him to like, yeah, I need you to show you this song, only for Drake to not really be on it? Or two, was it not even recorded in the first place? Was it not even a part of the equation at the time? Drake could have made it like a few days before, given a little bit of time to, mix and master it, especially for the album. What's the deal there? We don't know. Mind you, I don't know if we will ever know. So there's three main disses that Pusha T really has here. He's calling, again, Travis Scott an emotional crybaby over his breakup. Is it Crash Out valid? Is it not valid? That's kind of the diss. He's also talking about his loyalty in the rap game. Because he was egging on Kendrick for things, but he's also having Drake on his song, allowing and enabling people like Drake to talk about and diss Pharrell on his album. And three, that Travis Scott can't rap. As soft as that is, I somewhat agree. Okay. People's rap careers aren't made only lyrically. Sometimes it is beat making. Sometimes it is how can you make a good song. This is one of the biggest things that people have against Drake, that he's a hit maker, but he's an awful rapper. He stick to R&B. That's kind of what people will say a lot of the times. Like he can make a lovey-dovey song, but my God, when he's on the mic, yeah, sometimes it sounds good. Again, when you add the ghostwriter allegations, whatever you say on a mic, never feels like you're going to say it. Never feels like it is you that says it. Mob Ties, after his beef with Meek Mills, was writing, people were ghostwriting for Drake on his first song Back on Scorpion from that Meek Mill beef. And talking about how he just wiped the floor with Meek Mill. Talking about his victory lap. And he's having other people write that for him. Again, it's not a great image for Drake. And especially, this is not a great image for Travis Scott. Now, I get it. When you go through a breakup, you're going to crash out. Is it a valid crash out? Is it not a valid crash out? Knowing how Travis Scott performs, I have a feeling it might not be a very valid crash out. And apparently, Travis may have gone to Pusha T to kind of find some sort of relief. Apparently, there's a video about it. Pusha was talking about you're lucky I did not TMZ it. I could share and AE it on the AE network on TV. Even if the internet's going to see it how they see it, he's got the video and he can't unsee it. It was that bad. He's just grazing enough of the idea that this is a horrendous video and that definitely will change the perception that you have of Travis. Now, people are human. I get that. I don't think a lot of people in rap, hip hop fans, I'm not saying enthusiasts, but fans, people that listen to hip hop are going to take that very lightly if they were to see this video. So, another thing Pusha T also said that he was not a very good rapper. He said this in interviews. Like, how are you going to like diss somebody? It's kind of hard to diss somebody when you can't rap. That was kind of his words in a nutshell. And to an extent, I agree. If we're looking on a scope from 0 to 10, like 0 being like you literally cannot rap, it is the worst thing in the world. And 10 is like you were a lyrical genius. Like we need to sit down and dissect your lyrics. I'd put Travis about like a 6.5. Yes, in a lot of his songs, he can find a nice rhythm. He can find a nice end rhyme. But it's just a lot of that. I'm not really like caring to like dissect Travis Scott lyrics. Like, let me pull up a random song. Let's see. Let's go to Genius. Okay. Let's look up Travis Scott. Okay. Let's look up Travis Scott. Let's see a random song here. Let's go to 90210. Okay. I don't know how this song goes. Okay. I'm going to go to verse 2 of 90210. And it says, Jock turn La Flame. Now we rolling on an Addy. 50 on a chain. Another 50 on a caddy. Oh, he might pop him a pill. Pop him a seal. Pop anyone, pop anything to find that alley. Yeah, to find that alley. Okay. And again, I could see where a lot of that was heading. It wasn't like where I'm like, oh, like I just kind of read that and I'm like, yeah, okay, like I kind of see what you're talking about. And again, not every song needs to be like the most like, oh my goodness, I need to look at your lyrics. So let's go to Butterfly Effect. Let's go to verse 1. Okay. Verse 1 of Butterfly Effect. Drop the top, play hide and seek. Jump inside, jump straight to the league. Take a sip, feel just like how I be. On freeway, but no, ain't nothing free. Straight up. Bend laws, bend lanes. Been busting bills, but still ain't nothing change. Okay. You and the mob soon as you rock the chain. She caught the waves, just thumbing through my braids. Heating up, baby, I'm just heating up. Need your love, no, not a need, it is a must. Feeling stuck, you know how to keep me up. Icy love, icy like a hockey puck. Okay, just kind of more like a visual representation of what's going on, how it feels, things like that. I can, again, I'll put him at a 6.5 when it comes to like rapping lyrics. Like, again, Travis has some of the craziest beats in most of hip hop, especially nowadays. Like some beats that feel very iconic, like you can hear it, like the Goosebumps, Sicko Mode. Again, I'm talking even Highest in the Room. Fiend. There's a lot of beats, especially on Travis's end, that like, yeah, he's an amazing performer. You cannot discredit him for that. People are raging in the crowd. But if you were to strip everything down, how good of a rapper are you? And there's a lot of people that say, Travis, you should not respond against Pusha T. He's going to reveal some shit that you forgot. You forgot happened 8 years ago. Because Pusha, Pusha's Pusha. I mean, he's gained that notoriety from his beef with Drake. He's been that guy. He's a great lyricist. When you're talking about just a lot of his discography, you could just kind of, I haven't listened to a whole lot, but anytime that I've heard a Push verse, I'm just like, okay, I need to sit back and like watch this. I would like to listen to that again, if you know what I mean. So again, that might be slightly biased, but it's going to be pretty interesting. A little bit of rap beef kind of going on right now. So I don't really know how that's going to affect Travis Scott the upcoming weeks and days as he's on tour. Is he going to respond? Is Pusha T, again, can he make an album without any controversy? Yes, he can. Him and himself, and of course Clipse. They can make albums without any controversy. So all of that to say, what are people going to do? What are people going to do when their back's against the wall? Well, we're about to find out with the NBA Finals because we are heading to Game 7 between the Pacers and Thunder in OKC. OKC, again, one of the best teams in the league throughout the regular season. They earned the number 1 seed in the West. They get home court advantage throughout the playoffs. And Game 7 runs through them. This has been a very interesting series. Halliburton stole Game 1. The Thunder come back, win Game 2. The Thunder choke a lead in Game 3. And on top of that, the Pacers choke a lead in Game 4 and don't win Game 5. And a blowout win in Game 6 for the Pacers. So we are 3-3 notched up, back against the wall. Winner takes it all. Who will be lifting the Larry O'Brien Trophy this Sunday at 5 p.m.? Technically not, but it starts at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 Eastern. So that's going to be very exciting. And again, they're in OKC. OKC has a lot of momentum, at least from their home crowd. They've had one of the best net positives, box score plus minuses all year at home, especially in the playoffs. They're like 167 in like net difference point-wise at home throughout this playoffs. They, however, have been like a -40 on the road. Most of the times that they've been getting blown out has been on the road. It happened against Denver. It also happened against the Timberwolves. So, all that to say, the Game 6 matchup that they had did not bode well for them. So, I want to tell you guys, I have the script, okay? I have the NBA Game 7 script. Let's take a look at it, okay? So this is what I wrote. This is how I think Game 7 of the NBA Finals between the Pacers versus Thunder will go. So, like I mentioned, OKC has home court advantage, and I think this is going to be huge, especially a big momentum swing after their blowout loss in Game 6. And in Game 6, OKC showed that there's cracks in their offense, which hasn't really been the case for quite some time throughout these playoffs. They've had a few blunders, but for a game like that to be as bad as it was for them, especially offensively, it's going to show. And I think the Pacers are going to need and want to exploit that once again. So for Halliburton, I'm glad he's able to play. I think if he is able to play the way that he has, especially in Game 6 and all season, I think they need to focus in on their transition offense, especially the Pacers. I think that they're going to be continuing to hunt pick and rolls all game. There's going to be very few isolation balls. There's going to be mostly pick and roll, kick out, Obi top in, 3, things like that. On top of that, I think the same thing goes for the Thunder. I think their pick and roll, especially with Shea being the primary ball handler, if they could get Chet in a drop, great. Isaiah Hartenstein's one of the best, if not the best pick and roll man in the entire league. They have to use him. Isaiah Hartenstein has to play great, especially in pick and roll. But if Shea is not able to generate any offense, he has to play off ball. The amount of turnovers, he had 8 turnovers in Game 6, just because, yeah, you're going to have a few turnovers here and there. Maybe, it happens. But Shea very rarely turns over the ball off his feet, out of bounds. It's just careless turnovers. So I think he needs to play off ball if he's not generating any offense. Anytime, especially in Game 6, when he was getting downhill, he was turning his back like he normally does. They were double teaming, they were trapping him, which is great because the Pacers were just playing OKC's defense on OKC, which was surprising because how could they not beat that? Because they've seen it all year. Why is this one? Sorry, I don't know why. No, okay, never mind. Sorry, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys just saw the most interesting look on my face when I was picking up my little phone stand here. So, I think what's going to be huge for OKC is a J-Dub second unit, really heavily focused in on him. I think he could do miracles for them if he is the primary ball handler on the second unit. Also, same thing for TJ McConnell. When his minutes are in, if they are good, Pacers win this. If they aren't good, it's going to be definitely pretty close. TJ McConnell had one of the biggest impacts in finals history. We're talking about like LeBron James of Matt Delgadovas. We're talking like that level. He is one of the best role players that a lot of teams would very much love to have, especially the Pacers. They're very grateful to have him. So, yeah, I think the TJ McConnell minutes, they definitely need to be really good because they were really good in Game 5 and Game 6. He's giving you a 10.5 steal, 5 assist game in game 5. He had great minutes in game 6. He's that guy. On top of that, I think this game is going to be a nail biter. I think so. I think it's going to be run after run, punch for punch, blow for blow. It's going to be like boxing against like two legends. That's what it's going to be like. But this game, in my opinion, comes down to 3 players playing better than they have all series. Now, the first one might be a little controversial because he played well in game 6, but Obi Toppin. I think Obi Toppin, if he can be a laser from the 3-point line, this game is going to be won by the Pacers very late. He has been great in the clutch. He's been great, especially on swing, kick out, drive and kick out. He's been great. If he can continue to be a laser, they're going to win this game. He dropped 20 points on a handful of threes, 1 in transition, a bunch, like 2 more just sitting there on the wing, unguarded, nearly uncontested. He's had some great dunker spot dunks. It's been great. But the other is Lou Dort. Lou Dort has shot a series low percentage-wise from 3. And quite honestly, I've watched video breakdowns of the offense, defense of both of these teams. Lou Dort has been a traffic cone on transition defense. He's not communicating. At least it's what it seems like. He's just not communicating. I don't know if it's the Canadian accent that his teammates cannot understand. Shay's Canadian. Come on now. They played together. They have to communicate. He's been a literal traffic cone. People either blowing by him. Yes, he's a big body. I don't care how good he is in a more ISO setting or through screens. Transition offense is the Pacers' bread and butter. If you're going to be an awful transition defense, oh, goody. Good luck. And that's what we saw in game 6. Lou Dort apparently is supposed to be the primary defender. He's one of the best defenders if Alex Caruso is not on the floor. If Lou Dort is not communicating to an open man that feels like they should be guarding somebody coming by, again, so there's this one play. Andrew Nembhard is running basically from the right side right to the corner. Chet Holmgren has occupied that spot, but he has a guy on him who's screening him, and Tyrese Halliburton takes the delayed approach up to the wing. He gets the ball. Chet goes up. Lou Dort goes up. That's not a recipe for success, because now all he has to do is pass it to Andrew Nembhard in the corner, and all he has to do is hit down a shot. So, all of that to say, I think Lou Dort needs to play. He needs to be better. He's had a few careless fouls. Some of them just kind of gimme fouls. Like he's a foul racker. So I think he's gonna be okay foul wise, but his transition defense needs to be on point. The third player isn't Isaiah Joe. It's not Aaron Nesmith, which I very much could have made a case for him. I think it is Alex Caruso, who in game 6 had 0 points and 1 steal. He had some rebounds, he had some assists, but the most important part is he had 0 points. He had 1 steal. He got like 15 minutes and just was the offensive rebound or defensive rebound assist machine. His shot has not fallen over the past 2 games as much as I think most people would really like them to. He's been lights out from that left wing 3. I think if they could get good shots for him, he's got to hit them. He has to. But not only importantly for that, he has experience in the NBA Finals. He's an NBA champion. He won one with the Lakers back in the bubble. And on top of that, he was an offseason acquisition. There's a reason why they brought him in for moments like this. I think he's going to have to step up. He was one of the most surprising trades of this offseason. And I think if he wants to be good in this game and he wants to make a difference and he wants the Thunder to win in game 7, again, there's nothing left. It's just the offseason after. I think he needs to be a pest in the driving lanes. He's always been great on that, especially contesting behind the shot pull-ups from mid-range for people like TJ McConnell, for people like Andrew Nembhard, people like Aaron Nesmith, who drive right to the nail, right to the charity, right to the elbow, and they pull up. And he's always just been just enough in range. But I think they've really changed his positioning up. And I think he just needs to communicate as well a lot better. Same as Lou Dort. And yeah, just disrupting shots all game for honestly both of them, but most importantly Alex Caruso. He's a little bit more agile, a little bit more springy. And all of that to say, who I believe is going to win the NBA Finals in Game 7 between the Pacers and Thunder, it's going to be a score of 107-112 with the Pacers winning. I think the Pacers are going to win this game. They're coming off a wonderful Game 6. Again, I think they're going to look to exploit Shea having off ball. When he does not have the ball, he cannot get fouls, which I think has been really good. Scott Foster's apparently reffing this game. Scott Foster has the most called fouls of anyone refereeing any game a part of the playoffs. He has like 70. The next closest is like 45. So he has been a whistle merchant. But I still think the Pacers win this. I think that their team has been a collective. A lot of people scoring like 10 points. They're the first team with 8 people that have scored 200 points in this postseason, the first team ever. And again, when you talk about NBA Finals MVP, I think it goes to Pascal Siakam, depending on how this game goes. I think there's going to be some recency bias. The hard part is Tyrese Halliburton and his uphill battle is that he had like a really poor game in Game 5. So if he can perform well, like I think if he drops like 60, oh my gosh, one of the first 60 games really ever. I don't know what the highest, I thought it was 54, but I think it is 60. Highest scoring finals games. No, by a player. Elgin Baylor scored 61. Okay, that was also in 1962. So a little, I guess, outdated. Michael Jordan had a 55. Rick Barry had 55. Jerry West, rest in peace, he had 53. That was also in 69. LeBron James had 51, and yeah, I do remember that game. Giannis had 50 in the finals. So yeah, like again, if he were to drop like 55 plus, I think that recency bias is going to take over. Tyrese Halliburton wins it. Pascal Siakam, I think, will win it if the Pacers win. I would honestly love to see it. They do it in hockey. Even if you're on the losing team, you could still win the MVP. It happened last year. Connor McDavid, he had won the MVP for the finals, even though his team did not win. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. I will be definitely watching. I'm going to have my popcorn. Those 3 hours are free. I'm not focusing on anything else but great basketball. So, Nationers, let me know down in the comments who you guys think is going to win, because this podcast will be out before then. But let me know who you guys think are going to win, or is going to win, not only the NBA Finals, but also the MVP of the Finals, the Finals MVP award. Let me know down in the comment section below. Nationers, thank you guys again so much for watching episode 75 of The Realest Podcast. We are 3/4 of the way to 100 episodes. Look forward to some guests on the podcast very soon, so look forward to that. And most importantly, Nationers, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Episode 75. The banner is right behind me. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. 07 and peace. Peace!